Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Mevo Live. I'm Joe Capar. I'm the lead technical specialist here at Mevo, and we're excited to have you back. These shows have been really great. They've been really busy, very active, and we're just excited to get into it because basically ever since we've announced our most recent giveaway, we have been absolutely hammered with participation, which we absolutely love it. For today's show, I'm going to be joined by Joseph Bassani. Hello, Joseph. How are you?
Good. How's everybody doing today?
I know I'm doing wonderful. I'm
Hey,
doing wonderful. I we were just talking about it. Like we literally we try to put content together for these shows and we always have, but now it's like we never even get to the content anymore because it's just constant nonstop participation, which is awesome. And it looks like we've already got people in the chat, which is wonderful. With that being said, they should always put their questions in the chat. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and on Twitch. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat and we are monitoring those live today. Um, for today's show, I am using a single Mevo start. For my audio source, I'm using these Logitech G733 headphones, and I'm using OBS. So the Mevo is connecting to OBS via NDI. And wait, no, actually, I'm using wireless webcam mode. Yeah, I'm using wireless webcam mode. But we will. Oh, we have the filter on again. How did the filter happen again? Happening again. Now I'm gonna go ahead and
it's
delete a
okay.
bunch of stuff and see what happens. But we can't not have people saying hello in there. Okay, cool. So one big thing is I'm using wireless webcam mode. So that's just one way to do this. But I will do some demonstrations on NDI because I have a really cool little toy over here, and I want to show you guys how cool and flexible NDI is, and how complicated and in depth you can really get. What are you using today? I don't even know what audio source. I assume you're using the blue, right? I see it in front of your camera.
Yeah. So I am. So I'm using the blue microphone, and that is going through my audio mixer as usual. And then that is coming from the headphone output of my audio mixer, is going into my Mevo start camera, which is right here. And then I am using wireless webcam to bring this feed into our Skype call. And then from there, we're going NDI back to your OBS.
That's the
That's
whole
the
thing.
that's the whole
It looks
route.
like John's in chat. Let's go through some of the chat real quick. So let's see here. Oh yes, very important, and we'll cover it in a little bit. Marshall says hello, everyone. Jose says hello. Andy, thanks for doing the live streams. Of course, Andy, we love doing them. Jose says give away your PC. Joke. Yeah, no, can't do that. Sorry. David says hello. Hello, David. DJ Fuzz is back. Hi guys. Greetings from Zimbabwe. It always throws me off when I just it's surprising when you just realize the reach that Mevo has. So it's always cool to see. Ryan says howdy from Indiana. John says John from San Antonio. At least I think that's SA. Maybe is SA something else? Maybe for in my head it's San Antonio. I'll take it.
Sounds
Your
fine
audio's
to
not
me.
great to get today. I'm using the same source, the G733. It's very convenient. Matches up with wireless webcam really well. I am playing with some G-Hub settings though, so let me see if I change something real quick. Did it seem
Yeah.
different to you too?
Well, I think Well, no, I think they're referring to mine as well
Ah.
as, and the biggest difference right now, and the reason why we sound different from each other is Joe's
Mhm.
using a headset microphone, and I'm using a blue, which is in the middle of this room. So if it does sound a little bit more roomy, it's just because of where I am. Now I do have sound dampening stuff in here, but being the distance I am from the mic and the space I'm in, it definitely is going to sound more roomy than Joe's. Joe's is more direct because it's a headset microphone, so it is going to sound a little different. And John's chiming in saying
Oh,
SA is South
no,
Africa.
that's awesome. Oh yeah, he says you sound hollow. So he was talking about it. Yeah. Actually, now that we were talking about it, so the NDI from Skype, we were talking about the delay earlier where it was causing some issues. We may have to reboot Skype again. I wonder what the deal is. I don't know if it's a me thing. Maybe it's my computer because we did force it to crash. So it's not like it's not like out of the it's not completely impossible that it could be a my computer thing, but I don't know. Maybe. Because I mean, last time we fixed it by the whole delay thing by simply restarting it. And yeah, it says there's like 7 instances of Skype going on right now. That doesn't seem right, but yeah. So actually, our the product manager Nate is chiming in our chat here, and he's actually saying we should definitely call out the latest update that was just done yesterday. So you will notice that we do have some new rebranding that was done to both the Multicam and Mevo 2.0 app. That rebranding is for the Logitech for creators. If you were unaware that we were acquired by Logitech earlier this year. So now we really wanted to show it and have all of the cool Logitech colors, Logitech for creator orange everywhere. And you may have also, if you haven't checked it out on Mevo.com, our web team has also rebranded our entire website as well as our help center with the Logitech for Creators logos, colors, and the entire, branding scheme. So go and check that out. With that being said, there's also some other really cool things that came in those updates. If you're an NDI user, we do have some really cool NDI functionality that has the Ndi Bugs. We had some bugs going around, and they kind of like floated around for a little bit, but specifically as soon as Ndi 5 came out, they became a little bit more noticeable. So our team teamed up with New Tech, the creators of Ndi, if you didn't know, and they addressed some of those issues right away. And you may see and notice some drastic performance differences, specifically when it comes to Ndi 5 HEVC specifically, and some tearing or things like that. You may have noticed in previous versions should now be eliminated, and our great software team and Nate really made sure that happened. DJ Fuzz throws me off too, talking about the reach. Jeffrey's from New Mexico. Awesome. What's up, the Council of Joes? Says Jared. That's funny. I don't know if you're. It's funny. It reminds me of. I'm a big nerd, so I watch like The Flash on the CW, and they've got the Council of Wells. They've got like 5 different versions of the same character. It's pretty cool. Anyways, but that's what it reminds me of. So I don't know what versions we would be. You would be like, I guess I'm the network Joe, and you're the audio Joe. Like we're just different in that sense. But yeah. we both have facial hair. So like we're basically the same person.
And we both do the exact same thing. We play with Mivos all day long.
Craziness. Leo says, I want to stream to YouTube, but we are a new channel with very little subscribers. I'm trying RTMP. Mobile browser takes me to mobile app, and I don't see desktop website. How do I find it? All right, Leo. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to your mobile web browser. Go to the top right. If you go to help.mevo.com, we have an article that shows you screenshots of where exactly to find these things. But if you go to help.mevo.com, go check that out. But if you just open up your browser, I prefer Chrome, depending on what you're using. Firefox is also a really good solution as well. If you go to the top right, there's usually like an ellipsis that opens up a menu, and then you can force it to show you the desktop version. And then from there, go to youtube.com and browse your way around the website. DJ Fuzz says, question, is there any way to improve the starts picture when it's in shade and there's a bit of light in the background? I guess the question would be, when you say there's light in the background, do you mean like light like this window that I have covered up? Or do you mean like in the background as in behind the camera would really kind of really affect? If you're asking about eliminating light that's blasting the camera, I eliminate it. It just goes away. If you're outside, it's going to be really difficult. But yeah, honestly, you're going to have to really just kind of play with the camera settings. There are some really cool EQ stuff you can do. I don't think that's the update for today, but I'm not positive. Yeah, I'm going to grab some of these screenshots, I'm going to grab some of these screenshots and put it in OBS if I can, and kind of show off some of these really cool changes if everyone has not had an opportunity to take a look. Yeah, so the latest version is 2.7. Cool deal. I just want to good thing he provided. Right. Yeah, it's really hard to keep up. They're always doing some really cool stuff. All right, so let's keep going. John says, I hope to be creating a specific ticket around Mevo Multicam with crop and zoom issue. This is seemingly experienced by many, but no clear indication that I have seen about pinpointing or addressing it. Yes, John, please. If you have any issues, please open up a ticket. That is how you get those things addressed. Of course, you can always link to a social media post if other people doing it are having issues. But the best way to get them addressed is having a ticket. That way we can get our software engineers involved, our hardware engineers involved. Every team has vision on that. So that's the best way to do it. As far as like getting things addressed, like we don't really have like a status. I don't know what to really say. Like there's like not a page where we show you the status of things being addressed, but we will inform you that yes, we've confirmed it. And yes, we're working on it, but we won't be able to give you a date of when it's going to be solved because we can't know that, and we can't give you a date and when there will be an update released for it. But we will be able to tell you, yes, we confirmed it, and we'll even gather information from you. But that's the best way to go about doing that. DJ Fuzz background always looks washed out. Yeah, if there's light blasting in, specifically like from this window, it's not going to look great. You're going to want to, and that's with any camera. You do not want your camera getting a ton of light, not into it, like supporting you. So like I've got lights from, like, for example, this light, which I've shown many a times. So like pointing at me makes it look really cool. Actually adds a lot of really nice color. I kind of like that a lot, actually. Um, but yeah,
It
so
looks
like,
good.
you know, adding some color like that is great. But when you start doing this and you start bringing it right in front, yeah, it's gonna wash some things out. And look, you can already see that like it's adjusting and making everything really not pleasant. Look at that, done. Cool. Let's see what we got here. So we've got John says, Joe, you'll be the network Harrison Wells forever now. I'm the network Joe, and that's the audio Joe. We're not the Harrison Wells. We're you know, I'll take what I can. I'll take what I can. Ron says, are these updates on iPhone or iPad? They are for both, iOS in general. I guess there is like an iPad OS. I still haven't really gotten too deep into that. If Will was here, you're Apple now too, aren't you?
Yeah, only on the iPhone though. So when I go with the tablet, I'm
Samsung.
using the Samsung Galaxy Tab S7.
I mean, I think when we release the iOS
Yeah.
updates, it's just for all iOS devices. Even if there is iPad OS, just assume that they're going to be identical, because they will be.
Yeah, the features will be the same. The only difference would be like
exactly
how it fits on the screen, if there is a difference at all.
Exactly. Let's see what else we got here. Leo says, my iPhone keeps opening the YouTube app and won't let YouTube open in browser. I can't really speak for your specific device. There must be a setting on Apple that's causing this to occur, but it shouldn't. So there must be a setting that I do believe, actually, when you do things like this, it should ask you once. You know, you've probably seen them where it's like you open something and it's like, do you want to open this link in this, or do you want to open in this? I'm going to assume that you have that setting for YouTube where you were asked that at some point and now it's automatically doing it. I don't know how to clear that though.
Yeah, you should be able to clear that when you just go into your browser and just type in YouTube. It should give you the option there, or you can go into the browser settings. The actual, like, if you're using Chrome, you just go into the Chrome settings, Safari, same thing, and then you can pick the desktop view from there. Do that first, sign into YouTube from the browser, and then you can get your RTMP and URL information from there. And then what I would do is, if it's hard to copy paste or anything like that, I would usually just text that to myself and then just copy and paste it from there, so it's all together, and then bring it into the Mevo app from there.
There you go. Clark says, watching from Pennington, New Jersey. I do not know. Let me see. Yeah, if you could get some clarification on that, Joseph, and then we'll try to address it. Is it you, me, both of us? I don't know. Okay, Pennington, New Jersey. I'm Googling it right now because I'm curious. I have no idea where that is. New Jersey is small. I'm new to New Jersey. You know, I'm trying to learn here. How far is that from me? An hour. That's not bad. About an hour. It's closer to going towards Philadelphia. I haven't been to Philly since I was in school. It says both of us. Interesting.
Okay.
All right, Mateus.
It's gotta be.
Skype so Perez says, I do not understand the English language, nor does the transmission have automatic subtitles. Sorry about that. I apologize. But could you answer me this, and I'll translate it elsewhere? That's the spirit. My problem is that the camera has small glitches every 5 minutes. Is the problem Wi-Fi? It is next to the modem. Thanks for such a good camera. Works a lot. I'm so glad it's working. Okay. So there could be many reasons for this. It could be a Wi-Fi. It could be interference within the wireless signal. What I would recommend trying is try the Mevo hotspot. See if the Mevo hotspot performs better. If so, that'll eliminate your network as the issue. If it continues to work the same way, maybe there's interference around. Yeah. So I mean, there's a few different things that could be caused. What I would recommend is go to help.mevo.com, open up a ticket, and we will also gladly work with you there and try to provide you is the best troubleshooting we can.
Yeah, absolutely. It's too hard. Reboot the device, right?
Yeah.
You know, hold the power button down 30 seconds and let the device reboot itself. And a lot of times that'll be the fix for, especially if it's just something small and it seems like glitchy or something like that, that's the way to go to.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also like, there's small glitches. So I guess like the other question would be, what are you using? Using NDI? Like, is that the tearing? If so, do the update. That should solve that. Like what is the glitches? Is it drops, disconnects? Like, if you could open a ticket and provide some examples, and we'd be happy to help. Let's see here.
Cool. That's a good segue to the next question. Is what does the NDI update in the 2.0 app fix?
Actually, let me go ahead and jump over. I always forget that we even have this here. Ow. We've got all these little questions here. Yeah. So Ben Becker says, just jumped on what does the NDI update in the 2.0 app fix? All right. So that is going to address some tearing issues that you may have experienced and HEVC issues that you may have seen after NDI 5 was released. We worked with New Tech to address some of these issues, so you should start to see better performance overall. And since we're kind of there right now, I kind of just want to, let's keep sprinting. So David says, how can I make sure I'm using the latest firmware update? The best way to do it is keep auto update automatically enabled. Essentially what that's going to do is when we bundle firmware updates with the app, it's going to automatically update you and prompt you when you open the app. If there's an update to be done, it's going to ask you. If you do not do that and you decline it, then it's going to ask you, I don't remember what the setting is, but I'm going to guess again within the next 48 hours it'll ask you. But that's just the guess. I don't know the exact number. But yeah, if you can decline it sometimes. But what I would just recommend is keep your app updated. When you open up your app for the first time after the update, it's going to prompt you to update your firmware.
Yep. And you could always check the App Store or the Google Play Store and just go to the app. And if there's a software update that maybe didn't get pushed out or anything like that, you can check for it there, and it'll give you the option to update as well.
Absolutely. All right. So Tom from Alaska, opened by pasting the URL in Safari, not by tapping a link. I don't know how much more I can help you with it, Tom, to be honest. What I would recommend doing is maybe check for a setting on Apple to eliminate opening YouTube URLs using the app. It's got to be a setting. You've had to have agreed to it at one point. Unfortunately, there's nothing. I'm not sure. I don't know the exact steps to take because it's not really something that would be in Mevo documentation. It would be more so for an Apple or maybe even the YouTube app to kind of address. But Tom does follow up with, he loves his 3 Mevos. We stream 6 church meetings each Sunday and use them all for all sorts of things during the week. But when a projector is near the speaker, I struggle to get clear video. I guess it's kind of one of those questions, like, to get more clarification. Like, what do you mean, like, near the speaker? Like, is it shooting, like, the light is shooting on the wall near the speaker? Is it shooting into the camera? Like, I guess, if you do want some troubleshooting tips, I'd go to help.mevo.com, open a ticket. We'd be happy to help. Provide some videos, provide some pictures, provide more information. We'd be happy to help. Troubleshooting on the live show is impossible.
Yeah, I think Tom was also responding to a previous user with the Safari YouTube, letting people know to go to Safari first for YouTube and then instead of tapping the link. But as far as like the speaker, Tom, are you talking about like, I mean, if you struggle to get clear video, open up a ticket, send us a example of the video, and let us know how far away the Mevo is from the speaker. And then this way we can kind of analyze it.
David Massey says down by Princeton, and then Clark follows up near Princeton. I don't know New Jersey. I don't know where Princeton is. Turkey. Yeah, I guess
you got to get to know it now.
Turkey Farmer says gobble gobble. Welcome back, Turkey Farmer. If you haven't checked out Turkey Farmer, I've not watched his content, but he does have a really funny like turkey mask on Twitch, and he'll like pop it on, and he uses his Mevo like in this side view, and he pops on this like Halloween turkey mask and like dances. It's pretty funny. But he says, how do you connect your multicam to OBS with 2 or more cameras? Unfortunately, not a feature that we have available right now. Maybe in the future, but as of right now, you can't output multicam as a webcam to OBS. John says more detailed release notes on updates would be great. Yeah, no, I mean, that's definitely, we try to be as clear as possible, but like we really, I don't know. I don't know I don't think I even get like extremely in detailed notes, because it's just kind of like, if it's a new feature, then yes, we document it very well. But if it's a bug fix, the people who know about the bug already know what's going on, and that's why it's like applicable. But I mean, that's definitely good feedback, and I'll definitely let our product manager know and see if we can kind of elaborate on some of those changes. Ref,
Yeah, I mean, as far as the list goes for this latest update, I mean, it's really just NDI 5.
yeah,
That was the
like a
big
bug fix, right? So
and yeah, it was a RTMP bug fix. There was an NDI 5 bugs, and there was and HEVC compatibility was an issue, and now that's fixed too. So those are the three main things for
yeah,
the latest
yeah.
update. And of course,
Yeah,
the refresh
it's a little
look.
difficult to kind of elaborate on those things. Like you only get so much space for these notes, and like those who are experiencing the bug when they see the fixes or the changes, like they know what we're fixing. But like if we update something and it's like bug fix and you don't know what the bug is, like it probably won't affect you. But I still recommend you do the update. But like, you know, it's like a little give take, right? It's tough. It's tough to like put tons of information because it doesn't apply to everyone. And if you put too much information, you could really confuse some people that they really don't need to worry about.
Right.
All right. DJ Fuzz said, oh wait, sorry, I skipped Raphael. His response: where can I get spare parts for Mevo Plus? I can't find it on your website. The Plus took a baseball and my base shutter. Ooh. Yeah, unfortunately, the Mevo Plus has been discontinued, and we don't sell them anymore or the parts. If you could open up a ticket at help.mevo.com, we can try to see if we have one of the spare parts. If it's like part of the Mevo itself and it's broken, unfortunately, we won't have any parts like that. But if it's like the base part, then we'd probably have some of those floating around. We may be able to help with. DJ Fuzz, if I'm just using two Mevos and Multicam, is there a benefit to using NDI? Well, you can't use NDI with Multicam yet, so no worries there. But if you don't want to use the Multicam app, which I like using it, if you need to use something else like OBS or something, that's where NDI would come in.
Yep. Fred the Hippo coming in just
That's
received his Mevo today.
Let's talk about that.
Congrats,
for a second. Let's
Fred.
go over here and talk about that giveaway that Fred won. Yeah. So Fred won the giveaway. If you're not aware of the giveaway, it's a Mevo Star giveaway. How do you enter? You just participate during the live shows. You come hang out with us Tuesday, Thursdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ask questions, talk to other users. Just be part of the show, and that enters you. Now, what does that mean? That means you can enter. We take the top 10 participants for each show for 4 shows in a row. And then that 4th show, we do a live giveaway where it's like a little spinny thing. It's really cool. I don't know. It's really fun. I wish we could do it more often, but I don't know. I look forward to it too. So it's bi-weekly. So the next one is the next week? Next Thursday. Yeah, so we're not doing it today, so it's got to be next Thursday. So next Thursday. So if you participate today, you participate next Tuesday, and then next Thursday, and you can be part of that giveaway. Can you win more than once? Yes, but you're limited to once a month, so you can't do it back to back. So Fred, sorry, but you can't win next time. But you can win the following time. Now, another thing is, if you don't win during the bi-weekly giveaway, we do take every name for every giveaway, and we add it to a bigger pool, which at the 6-month mark, which is, no idea. I think I put it down somewhere. Let's see if I can pull it up. The 6-month giveaway will be a 3-pack. So let's do 6 months from. Yeah, Google remembers I asked this question already is the funny thing. So it'll be March 9th, 2022. We'll do that's a Wednesday. So I guess it'll be March 10th. 2022, and we will do a 3-pack giveaway, and that'll be everybody who was in that giant pool for that giveaway. So yeah, definitely just participate, be part of it, right? It's cool stuff. Let's get back over here. Bow, awesome. Yeah, sorry, Tom, about reading your answer to someone else. So basically, what we're using right now, we're using Restream for chat. So unless you specifically at somebody, I can't tell you're replying to somebody else. And then on Facebook, same thing. Unless you reply to their response, I can't tell that you're not talking to us and you're talking to someone else. So it's pretty difficult to monitor that. But we'll do our best. But I do appreciate you helping out. Definitely helps everyone. Let's see here.
Yep. Greg coming in, he said, can we add a graphic for a full lower third? Yes, you can. You could do both. You could do a specific lower third third graphic, or you can do a full transparent graphic, like a full frame graphic with just a lower third image on it, but it's a full transparent graphic. So you can actually do that both ways, depending on how you set it up.
So
and then Jack's coming in. Jack looks like he has a lot.
Yeah, just summarize it. Just to summarize what he's asking. He's got bitrate drop after 30 to 45 minutes on iOS. And then DJ Fuzz also says he's having the same issue. So with that being said, open up a support ticket. Help.mevo.com. Open up a ticket, both of you. Tell us what your issue is. Provide supporting media, video, whatever you can do. My big thing is, if your bitrate's dropping, is your video quality suffering? Because like, don't take the bitrate as law. Like if your bitrate's dropping, but like your video's not skipping, you're not seeing quality loss or nothing crazy, you can ignore it. Don't pay too much attention to that bitrate. Now, if it is dropping and you're losing quality or you're losing data, losing video, whatever it may be, audio loss, then open up a ticket and we'll be happy to help. Awesome. Turkey Farmer says, can you run the adapter through a switcher? Unfortunately not. So the Mevo Start has no video output outside of UVC and then NDI. So you would need like a $350 adapter to kind of do a conversion to a video switcher. However, if you're using OBS, which I assume you probably are, Turkey Farmer, you're using OBS anyways, just use NDI instead of using Multicam. That'll eliminate that right now. And then maybe down the road we can address other things. He's got his little turkey emoji. That's so funny. Oh, geez. All right, let's see what we got here.
So just to follow up on Jack's issue, he said he think there might be a problem when he's using two Mevo Starts with the original Mevo and the Multicam app. Jack, that's definitely probably not the problem, because you can use the Plus with the Stars both in the Multicam app. That wouldn't be causing these issues. DJ Fuzz is probably more on track as far as testing your network stability, especially if you're getting dropouts. But like Joe said, definitely open up a ticket with us and we can dig in a little bit deeper.
John says threading would be great in chat, in the chat add-on, since the pop-up chats are confusing otherwise. No, 100%. Totally agree. Be a lot easier to monitor this stuff. Raphael says, thanks. Jack says, when will we get NDI input and output? It's a great question. Moving on. No, I'm kidding. We have, we've just not announced dates. So unfortunately, like, unless we we would probably put it in the title, or we would let you guys know if there's going to be an announcement or something like that. It's coming. We just don't have dates, and we typically don't release dates until we know for sure. And when we do know for sure, that usually means it's going to be released like tomorrow or the next day or the week after. We don't typically.
Yeah, they don't want to.
Yeah, and we don't wait. Like when it's ready, and then like we don't hold on to it for some grand announcement. So it's like when it's ready, it's ready. We don't really hold on to it, so it's tough. It's a tough situation.
Yeah. Also, I can rattle off probably about 10 requests that I know the team is actively working on as far as feature requests. Just off the top of my head.
There's a lot of stuff that's coming. That's trust me, if it was just NDI input output, this would be like a done shut case. But there's a lot of stuff that's being worked on that everybody's been asking for. So this is not like, it's tough. It's tough. We have to balance what we're seeing in chat, what we're seeing in tickets, what we're seeing through tons of different things, what we're seeing through everything. We're getting a lot of opinions from a lot of people. Juan says, will Mevo start or will Mevo work with StreamYard? Absolutely. Tons of people use it with StreamYard.
100%.
David Massey says, got it next Thursday? Yes, for the giveaway. Yes. DJ Scratchy looks nice. Thank you. He must be talking about you. He says, look nice. Ain't me. We already talking. Kate says, you guys are amazing. Cheers. Always doing an amazing stream. Whoa, we just popped in on your arm.
I know. I tapped my
Jack.
You guys, even the
pros, absolutely. Oh, the automated chat system things. Where are we at here? Where are we? Oh, here we go. How do we enter for the giveaway? Sorry, I'm late. Don't worry. We have it right here. All you have to do is participate. One of our live shows, we take everybody's name, the top 10 participants from each show based on view time. So it's not just, can I spam comments? It does matter if you're actually staying for the show. So duration of showtime and then your participation in the chat. That is how you get into those. We do it bi-weekly, and then we have a larger 3-pack giveaway every 6 months where everybody who was entered for that previous 6 months is also eligible to win a 3-pack. So yeah, lots of ways to enter, lots of opportunities, and you can absolutely be entered more than once. So if you're the top performer 4 shows in a row, you'll be entered 4 times for that next giveaway. Fred says that is a lot of questions. It is absolutely, which I really want to make sure I take an opportunity to demo this NDI thing that I am using some really cool stuff, and I want to make sure I get to it. But we got so many questions. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Jack's telling him how to participate, just like Fred. He says, "Be like Fred."
Yep.
That's fair. It's not a bad.
Everyone should be more like Fred.
I don't want to ruin the illusion. Because I had to get Fred's name for the shipment, and I'm not going to do it because Fred will always be Fred in my heart. But I know I told you guys, I told you guys his name because I was just like, he's got 2 really cool names. He's got an alias, and then he's got his real name, which is even probably just as cool, if not cooler. Anyways, Clifford says just get involved. Absolutely. Fred saying more customizable graphics for Multicam, definitely coming, like slideshows, things like that, countdowns, and then hopefully some other really neat stuff. Free move graphics, Jack says. Yeah, I think a lot of people want that.
John has a question here. Can you show us what a transparent graphic is? Yeah, if you want to go full screen on me, I could show you what that looks like. All right, so hey guys. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go full screen first. So I was actually zoomed in a bit, so now you'll see me pop out. And then this is an example of a transparent graphic. So what's happening on this graphic that I'm loading up right now, right there, so that's a lower third. But it's actually a full screen graphics, right? So that graphic is taking up my whole frame. Let's see if I can do this. Whoa, this whole frame. But all you're seeing through it, which is the reason for the transparent, right? So all you're seeing is the lower third. Now I can create a separate lower third by itself, but this particular graphic is actually a full frame graphic that is transparent. So that would be an example of that.
Now, John says, John asked, what's the range for camera to iPhone for controlling? We have a 100-foot range, clear line of sight, so nothing in between. And that's for iOS, that's for Android, both of those. DJ Fuzz says, besides Photoshop, which I hate, how else can you make is there a recommended app for making images transparent? Which is funny because Dan in marketing just shared with us yesterday literally the same thing.
Actually,
what was it called? I found it, but I can't find it. I'm looking for the name. Canva.
I mean, isn't...
Yeah, Canva. But then there's like GIMP, right? So GIMP's like a...
Yeah, GIMP, yep. Honestly, I've done a lot of that in, like, if you have not Photoshop, Power, you can do transparent graphics in PowerPoint. It's actually super easy. It's actually really, really easy. It's literally just a click of a button. So if you have access to PowerPoint, you can do it there. There's a number of, photo editing apps that you can use
absolutely.
for that.
Got here. John says soon. Jack says coming soon. You guys know it. That's the terminology. That's it. That's where we strive in that soon space. Clifford says Ndi requires a subscription, right? No. And I'm going to take the time to stop there because I want to show you guys this demo because it's stinking awesome. All right, so I've got a couple cameras mounted around. Let me see if I can go over here. A couple cameras mounted around. Let's go over to me. Pew. Around the room, and I also have one in the room next door. If you work at Mevo, you've got cameras everywhere. It's just the way it works. But I have a joystick here, and I know some users already are doing this, but this is a Extreme 3D Pro by Logitech. Now this joystick essentially will allow me to control my Mevo cameras via NDI. So NDI has the ability to control using something like a joystick, a gamepad, like an Xbox controller, but I like joystick. I like to fly planes, so I think this is more my speed. But this is literally like $30 from Logitech, and it gives you that flexibility to control this. So I'm going to go ahead and switch to this shot, and now you will see that I have 3 different cameras. So I've got this camera shot over here, so you can see me controlling the joystick on the top left. And then in the bottom left, you can see, the full angle of my setup here. And then I've got my webcam here right in front of me. But you'll see the angles that I have. So if I just click on, for example, this window here, I can actually configure some static shots. So let's go ahead and press the trigger for 1, and then I'll do 2 for this one. So this allowed me to zoom in by pressing a simple button on this joystick. And I can configure up to 9 shots per camera, just like you could in the Mevo 2.0 app, but it's allowing me to do it via a joystick and studio monitor, Ndi Tech Studio Monitor. I can control it. I can zoom out. I can pan right and left. So if you look at the one with the dog right now, I'm panning right. Let's pan. Ooh, that moved a lot faster than the other way. So you can change the speeds and stuff. You can zoom in. You can zoom out. A lot of really cool things you can really accomplish with this. I thought somebody was outside my window. I was concerned for a second. I was like, what is that? So like I get to just hang out and control all of these things. And if you're doing like a full-blown production, what's really nice is you're doing all of this in the background. So you wouldn't know any better if somebody switched away from a shot, make your adjustments really quickly with the joystick, and then jump back over to the new shot. So nobody could see it, or you could do it live and allow people to see the zoom in and zoom out as you see fit. So you get full control of PTZ functionality, just like you would in the Mevo 2.0 app, but you're doing it via Ndi using some really cool stuff. So yeah, some really neat things going on there. Let me just double check for a second that I am not muted. Cool, I'm not muted. Wonderful. Just wanted to make sure I didn't just talk for no reason. But yeah, you should be good to go. And it's really cool. If you have any questions about how this works, I'm happy to do it, have a discussion on it. Open up a ticket, or not, don't open a ticket. Open up a thread on Facebook or something, and we'd be happy to kind of link you to these products and show you how these are all done. So it's really super, super cool and super, super flexible. So yeah, go ahead and take a look at it. Let's go ahead and see if I can zoom in a little bit here. I can zoom in down just a little so I can zoom in. Oh, let's go in. So yeah, so I can do all types of stuff. Oh, you guys can see he just hung up on me on Skype. So I can zoom in, get super dramatic. Bow. And then just zoom out just a little bit, right? Do some really cool stuff, all with the joystick and controlling all of those things as we go. So some really cool stuff, really neat things. A lot of people don't know about tips, tricks. That's what the show is about. So yeah, if you have any questions, if you thought that was cool, you want to maybe get a how-to, maybe, I don't know. If you guys want us to talk about it, do some more cool demos like that, let us know. Jack says, let me see here. There we go. So Jack says, what do I need to be in the giveaway? Oh no, most hotspots are no more than 50 feet. Quality starts dropping out at 20 to 30. Yeah, no, so that's one thing. What we advertise 100 feet because the Mevo Start has a significantly better audio signal than, or not the audio signal, a significantly better network signal than most hotspots. Let's see here. Let's keep scrolling down. Gordon says, is there a way to show off the Mevo camera from the Multicam app yet? Not that I am aware of. Maybe? Maybe Will can chime in and let us know about that. So let's see here. I don't know if I can hear you yet, Joseph. I know you're back visually, but I can't hear you. Yeah, so yeah, I can't hear you right now, unfortunately. But once you get your audio set back up, I will get you back in here. I can see you. You look great. So let's see. Let's keep scrolling down a little bit. You're back. We did it. I can hear you now. Boom. We did it.
I'm back.
All right, let's see what we got here. So Leo says saving shots to the grid is kind of tricky. I'm trying to save an almost wide shot, and it keeps modifying my tight shots. Any suggestions? I would set the shot and then scroll out instead of like, yeah, I think there's like a specific spot though. Like if you're so wide, then you should just move your camera closer. To be honest, just move your camera closer. If you have to get that close to it, just move it closer. Chris says, "Hey, how come I connect into my multicam app without Wi-Fi and just record? How come I connect? How can you? I'm assuming it's can you. How can you? Just set your Mevo camera to Mevo hotspot mode and set your mobile device to Mevo hotspot mode. Go in the multicam, and you should be able to connect." David says, "How can I reformat the SD cards from FAT to exFAT? Put it in your Mevo camera, go to Mevo 2.0 and format it, or you can format it in multicam as well. Mevo will automatically format it to the suggested exFAT." John says, "How can you stay zoomed in without it going back to wide?" This is like the dreaded question for the week. Like, I'm telling you, this week I've been absolutely, I don't know if it's been the same for you in tickets, but it's creeping back up where I've probably seen, yes,
Autopilot?
yes, where I've seen like 10. I've probably seen 10 of these tickets this week. And considering I've not,
I'll tell you what. I feel like that autopilot like hiccup is like a rite of passage for Vivo users.
yeah,
So, like,
yeah, it might
you know
be.
what I mean?
It could very well be. Just turn off autopilot. If you're not sure how, go to help.mevo.com, type in autopilot, and it will show you live editing features and functions and how to turn them on and off. Leo says GIMP. Yes, absolutely. Jack says, "Is there a way to do auto director mode with only the cameras that we select?" No. No? Yes.
In
You
multicam?
can only favorite them. I don't think you can disable it entirely, which would be super useful.
Yeah. And I'm guessing because he wants to go to like a single shot
Maybe.
manually. I'm guessing just have to rotate to, because otherwise they're
that's
just
that's exactly my. That's why I like literally went back and started thinking. I'm like, well, if you don't want to use it, don't use it.
Yeah, but if you want to have a selectable static shot that doesn't get into the rotation of the director, that's a good idea. It's very specific use case.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting because then you'd obviously have to tell it, like, you'd have to tell autopilot to automatically turn off when you switch to that camera, because otherwise it would switch to another one. One of the ones that you do have it enabled for.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It'll just pull out of it.
Watching. Yeah. If there's a way, there's a way. He'll figure it out. Yeah. I don't know. DJ Fuss says, "Yeah, that's
a good call.
It's very rare when we get questions that like we really have never heard before, but I like it because that means like we're being innovative, or at least somebody is. Somebody's thinking outside the box." Let's see here. DJ says PowerPoint. Nate says he's added it to the feature request list. Wonderful, Nathan. Thank you so much. He is. I figured he was watching. That's what I figured. DJ Fuzz says PowerPoint. Did not know that. Thanks. Will Google how. Transparency feature is not free in Canva. Oh no. I didn't know that. Actually.
Yeah, the PowerPoint thing it's under the color menu, and you just select whatever color you want to be transparent, and then you just remove that color, and then it gets rid of it for you.
Yeah. What did I? Is it a paid feature? Oh, there's a free trial. Yeah, I missed that part. Dan mentioned it. It's free to export solid files. Transparent PNGs require a sub. Yeah, that's my bad. So yeah, PowerPoint's the call. That's my bad. I apologize. But GIMP, and then PowerPoint. Those are solid choices.
Yeah.
So John says, "Extreme what? The name of the joystick?" It's just Extreme 3D Pro. Let me I'll jump back over to me and see if I can get a better shot of this. The Extreme 3D Pro, and it's like literally $25 or $30. Like, I think that was like even after taxes. I don't remember. Is it 35?
That's actually.
My bad.
Well, we can all Google it.
Jose says, "Wow, that's awesome." Fred says, "Please be able to get the joystick at the multicam." That, my friend, I like. I don't even know if that's possible. Can you use a joystick with the mobile device?
You would need NDI.
Yeah, you would still have to use NDI. So NDI input, output, but you would still need a computer to use NewTek Studio Monitor. Yeah. Huh.
Right.
John says, "Love that Echo has his own name label." Of course he does. Because I figured the question was coming that somebody was going to ask his name and what kind of dog he was. So I figured I'd just knock that out. And what's funny is that's not even his official one. He has an official signature that I made for him long ago, but it's on a different camera. It actually might be on this camera. I don't know. Let's see. Fred says everything would connect through NDI. Yes. John says, gonna have to get a joystick. Yes. Yeah. They've got some really cool options. I enjoy play. Like, I like to fly planes as a hobby. Haven't done it in a few years, but like being able to play with a joystick like is like a throwback. But then I also have like a game called like World of Warplanes, which is fun to play. And there's some other games you can play with joysticks. But like being able to control your Mevo was like a no-brainer for that kind of money, especially if you're doing a serious production. Like if you're doing a serious production and you're doing switching and you have somebody specifically set to do this, a joystick would expedite that process significantly.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at? Let's see here.
All right, so John says he's got to leave. He's got to go use his Mevo for one of his trading seminars. He's starting in 10 minutes. Awesome, John.
Yeah,
thanks for participating. Thanks for joining us. Glad you're using it. Yep. So Jack is asking more about the joystick. He's saying, can it connect to Multicam? We just said, Multicam doesn't have NDI just yet, so that wouldn't work. But what Joe is doing right now, you're connecting it through OBS, right? So yeah, you can absolutely do that.
Yep. And Fred says Jack is very active. Indeed. Yeah.
Jack wants that free Mevo next week.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Honestly, it's wonderful. It was creative. We've been wanting to do it for a while. We'll probably do another show. But like we said, we keep putting together content, but we keep getting blasted with questions. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough to kind of get content out there. Fred says Joseph is back. Which one?
I mean, it's
the question.
We haven't talked about yet, Joe, just to kind of take a breather from questions here for a second, is the some of the stuff that we have going on as far as like our referral program.
Referral program. Nailed it. The referral program is a program you can sign up at mevo.com/referral. It essentially allows you to create a custom coupon code that you can give out to your organization or any kind of like associates, anybody. Put it on your website, put it on your Twitch channel, put it on your YouTube channel, put it on your Facebook page group. Earn yourself 5% kickback for every sale done on mevo.com, US only, and save them 5% as well. So it's a super, super useful little trick. If you can't get the free Mevo from the shows, you can earn a free Mevo. Like, what's so simple? Let's see here. Fred the Hippo says new crop and zoom glitch in the multicam again. I'm unaware. Like, I've seen a couple of people talking about it, but I've not been able to recreate it. It's going to take some time. We've gotten 0 tickets about it. So, and that's the thing. If we see posts in Facebook, that's one thing, but we really need people to open up tickets, and kind of provide information. Tom says, is it just me or is Joe's audio clipping slightly when the voice gets louder? I don't know. Let's get this. If you want to know how we do our audio test, this is exactly how I do it. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Ask Me About Anything. I'm Joe Capehart. I'm the lead technical specialist here. I go through that. That's my most loud part I ever do in the show. So let's see what it sounds like.
Yeah, it's a combination of things that are happening with that. It's the auto gain control of Skype is changing the levels up and down a little bit. Also, the style of microphone that Joe's using is a headset microphone, which does have a little bit more of it lacks low end. So that's why it might sound like it's clipping up a little bit. And also,
it definitely is. Mic. So I just changed the setting a little bit. Ooh.
Yeah.
Super peaking right now. Let's see how this sounds. Let's see if we get some good feedback in a minute.
Yeah, and you could hear the differences between the microphones that we're using. Obviously, mine is the XLR microphone, which is picking up much more of the room, where Joe's is much more direct, but it's also much more refined, right? So there's not a lot of low end that comes through his microphone. There's not a lot of really high highs either. It's kind of like that mid-rangey, gaming style sound. Whereas the Blue probably has a lot more lows coming through and a lot more atmosphere coming through just because of the way the microphone picks up. You're also looking at a microphone that has a diaphragm that's this big versus a diaphragm that's that big. So you can really hear the differences between them. So, it's kind of a best practice when whatever you're doing, depending on what your stream is, if it's gaming or if it's sports, whatever it is, pick the mic that suits the platform or the, I guess, genre of whatever you're shooting.
Yeah.
Or just go whatever sounds best.
Now I'm getting that I'm too quiet. I can't win. Wonderful.
My ears right now, you sound fine.
Okay, let's see here. Fred also asked about autopilot for only the cameras we want. Let's So another one of those things we have to talk, like we talked about it a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
we
like
could
an
officially
advanced
say it's part of
autopilot.
the feature requests. Gordon says, is there any possibility of using a controller like Elgato Stream Deck with Mevo apps? Maybe, once again, feature request, what Nate's listening, he'll write it down. But as of right now, it's not possible. And DJ Fuzz made a really good point about he says, would really love a feature to bulk delete videos without formatting the micro SD card because it deletes graphics. Because that's always been my response. I need to delete all the videos. Okay, well, go ahead and reformat your thing. Didn't even process, like, yes, obviously that deletes graphics too. That's a good point. And honestly, now that you kind of made that point, I'm going to push even harder for it because that's a really good, because creating graphics is not like, it's easy, yes, but like how many graphics are you creating? How many, like it can become time consuming.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
It's work nonetheless.
Like,
yeah, sure.
We're trying to make you work smarter, not harder. And we're not, that feature is definitely a necessity.
I actually saw a feature request from Multicam. Since we're just talking about it, I might as well throw it out there. Is where you can keep one graphic on one shot, but when you switch to another shot, the graphic doesn't go with it. You know what I mean? So if I want to cut to, let's say you want to cut to your wide, and you want your wide to always have your lower third. So instead of going to the wide, then clicking the lower third, it could save it together as like a group. You know what I mean? Like kind of like a scene, basically.
No, I remember. I think I read that, or at least you shared it. Something. Yeah, I think you shared it probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's a really good one. Let's see here. It would be really nice to do a tutorial on OBS and Mevo Multicam. It's only one video and he kind of flies through it. So OBS and Mevo Multicam is not compatible. You can't output Multicam to OBS, and that is why there's no content on it.
Yeah, the way Will did it was
it was
doing
very,
the
it was
RTND
hackish,
server.
and like, yeah, we've kind of have to like
That's
avoid doing
yeah.
those moving forward because it's just not sustainable. It's impossible for us to like walk every user through these hackish type ways solutions because it's not a solution that was meant to happen. Like, does it work? Yes. Does it work well? Yeah. And that's the thing. We want to make sure that we're advertising and giving solutions for things we support and for things that were meant to happen the way that they're happening. Let's see here. Jared says, hello from Memphis, Tennessee. Council of Joes is in the house. Yes, it's the Council of Joes.
Yes, I've been to Memphis. It's been a really good time in Memphis.
Francis, can having an extension cord next to a mixer affect buzzing? Could, right?
Technically, yes. Likelihood, no. If you're getting buzzing from your mixer, it's either the cord that's plugged into it, so it's either dirty power going to the mixer itself. It could be dirty pots on the mixer, or it could be the cables running to the whatever output you're running. I mean, like, I'd have to hear the buzzing. So if you want to, Fred, you know how to do it. Open up a ticket, send me the buzzing. I'll take a listen. But there's a number of things that could be causing that. I mean, cell phone interference could cause that. So it really depends on what type of the buzzing is. Usually from the sound of it, you can kind of tell if it's power or if it's some type of wireless interference.
Perfect. Brian says hello from Minnesota. Hello, hello. David, I have a link to several churches in South Florida. Awesome. DJ Fudge says I was too quiet. That's when I addressed that earlier. How do your cameras handle low lit rooms?
Mm-hmm.
Well, for example, my room has no light on. The only light that I have in my room is my monitors in front of me and this stick here. Other than that, I mean, there's no other lights on. Oh, I guess I have all these purple lights. I guess that's not a fully true statement.
Well, it's a good question, right? We always say that Mevo loves light, right? So for example, my setup is actually pretty low light as well. So my house lights around me are completely off, right? So what you're seeing here is I have a ring light shining some light on my face. I actually have a umbrella, like a photo light, just shining, just splashing light around the room a bit. And then I have my obviously my LEDs and stuff just kind of accenting behind me, but my overhead lights are completely off. And really the main light source is really coming from the ring light that's shining right down on me. So it depends on how you want to set it up. I mean, you definitely want the most light in whatever's in the foreground, and that can create a nice effect, like how Joe's set up. It looks really nice right now, whereas his face is nice and lit up, but you can still see the detail in the background. Nothing's really blown out. So lighting you can go get a little crazy with, but both of our setups right now are pretty relatively low light.
Absolutely. So a lot of comments real quick about Jared says blue condensers are great for vocal stuff. Absolutely, and I've got one. The reason I'm not using those right now is because, as you guys can see, my computer's mounted to the wall. All of the cables are running through the wall. They go through my basement and through here, up in front of me. So I just didn't have a long enough cable to run my microphone or my audio to my computer, but I'm going to make that a priority for next week, because as much as I love this and I'm going to continue to use it, don't get me wrong, but I should probably ensure that I have a higher quality in case, just because it does sound better. And I'll make sure to do that. I do have like a lot of comments right now about graphics. Yes, deleting graphics, making it easier. Kathy asked about animations. A lot of really cool stuff on the way with graphics, whether it's also picture in picture and other really cool stuff like that. So really a lot of ways to a lot of things to look forward to. Samuel says, is there any way to plug a high quality microphone via XLR or USB into your cameras for better sound quality? I don't know, Joseph. What are you doing? Are you doing that right now?
Yeah, so I mean, we kind of just it's been kind of a theme throughout today's show. So the way I'm running mine is I have this blue condenser microphone right in front of me right here, which is connected to a mixer. Now, I'm not using the latest greatest mixers either. This is a Behringer mixer that I've probably owned for, now probably 15 years, maybe even longer than that. But I'm coming out of the headphone output of that directly into the back of the Mevo Start. So in the back of the Mevo Start, it has a 3.5. See if you guys can see that. Probably can't. Let's see. There we go. It has a 3.5 millimeter input in the back. You can plug your mixer directly into that, and you can have multiple microphones, XLR microphones, however you want. If the mixer is USB, you can do USB.
Yeah, so this is the board that I use specifically. It's the Xenix 802 USB, and it does go directly into the Mevo Start if I would like to do that. But typically, I use the 3.5. It just makes more sense, in my opinion. And I can put, usually, I've got an Audio Technica headphone set down here that, is, broadcaster quality. I won't say studio quality, broadcaster quality, because broadcaster sounds pretty similar to what these sound like. And then, then I can have my, condenser microphone, but I've got it over here because on my right, because I'm thinking about doing like a podcast setup, because I would like to start one, maybe. I don't know. You'd think I'd get tired of doing shows, right? As if, right?
Who doesn't want to do his podcast?
But yeah, the Behringer 802, 502, all of those Scarlett ones, those all work very well. Doing either, whether it's the USB output or even like an analog output, it's worked very well. Super cool. Let's see here. People calling each other out for dominating chat. Everybody wants a camera. Like, it is what it is. It's just life. Can you link some of the product names? Sure. Let's do that. Here, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the we'll pull up the giveaway one more time if you want to talk about that, and I'll get some links and throw in chat real quick. So let's talk about the giveaway.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Sure. So what we're talking about here is the Mevo Live giveaway, where we are giving away a Mevo Start every 2 weeks. How to enter is just random drawing from our live show participation. So if those of you joining today, if you notice Fred the Hippo dominating the chat like he usually does, it's because he comes up with very insightful questions. He participates almost every show we're on, and he won a Mevo Start last week. So when we do these bi-weekly on our Mevo Live shows on Thursdays. So our Tuesday shows, we're not going to be doing the drawings or anything like that, but we're still going to be counting participation. And can you win more than once? Absolutely, but not back to back. So if we're doing these twice a month, you can't win the same. Can't win in the same month. But all you have to do is just participate with us here in the chat. Be part of the shows with us, and you can absolutely win one. And Fred the Hippo here, he can attest to it. He already received his Mevo Start from his winnings last week. So that's what we have going on right now. And as you can see, Joe's throwing some stuff in the chat. Looks like he has the Behringer 802 is in there. The blue microphones are in there. Definitely take a look at those. It's a pretty simple setup, honestly. It'll improve your stream dramatically, especially if you have multiple microphones. Just including the mixer and having that control, just take your stream to the next level.
One thing is really cool is I really wanted to make sure I shared the blue link, because even if you don't want to introduce a mixer, right? Like, we've got the blue Nano, they've got the blue Yeti, and I think those are the 2 USB ones. I don't know if they have any other ones, right? So they got the Yeti Nano, the Yeti X, basically the Snowball, that's also
Snowball.
USB. So basically all of those USB microphones that they offer are direct plug and play with the Mevo Start. Direct plug and play. So like as long as you do need to have a USB-C adapter, right? So it's got a USB-A to USB-C. So if you have something like that, then you can go right in. You can also get a mini USB to USB-C for cable from like Amazon, and you can plug your blue microphone that's USB capable directly into your Mevo Start. Your Mevo Start will power it, and you get that really high quality blue audio directly into your Start. So if you don't want to get too complicated and you don't want to bring in a mixer, but you really want really good audio, check out the blue USB microphones. It's just plug and play, and it just works.
Yeah. So when you guys are asking about connections, I'm just gonna throw this up there. This is just a regular standard USB-C to USB-A connection. So then when I plug in my Yeti microphone, I plug the cable that came with this, which is a micro USB, goes right to here, right into the Mevo, and it, like Joe said,
super
plug
cool.
and play.
So John asked, could we, share some adapters, converters we use to get 3.5 millimeter inputs? I mean, I don't typically use any adapters. Sure. I usually use like a quarter 20. Not a quarter, Jesus, forgive me. I usually use a 1/4 inch to 3.5. I don't usually use adapters, but yeah, they do exist. Absolutely. So that's a 3.5 to a 1/4.
Yeah. So right. So this is the small end is where your normal 3.5 cable would go. This is your adapter to the 1/4 inch headphone output of those mixers that we were discussing.
Yep.
And that's it.
Absolutely.
That's all you need.
All right, so we're at an hour and 5 minutes. We do not sell those adapters, Sam, unfortunately. But I was about to sneeze. I was prepared for it. All right. Yeah.
But you can find those anywhere. I mean, they're on Amazon. They're at any electronic store. We'll have them. I mean,
hey Jared, don't make fun of my quarter 20. The quarter 20 comment is, and it sounds like a new ammo. Oh Lord. Yeah, the quarter 20 right there. It's literally, it is that adapter for the Mevo Start. It's the threaded adapter. It's a quarter 20. It's the thread that is used for most standard microphone and camera mounts. That's why the quarter 20 is stuck to my head. Yeah, so will you all have a front cover for the Mevo Start? Maybe. That could be a future thing. Well, everyone, we do appreciate you all coming. What a show. Again, I know we passed 100 comments probably 30 minutes ago. Jared says, just give me a hard time. I know. But I did want to make sure everybody knew. Yeah.
You know what, Joe, before we close,
do it.
I just want to just cover one thing. We missed one question, and it's an audio question. I can't resist. So it's Jack saying the best way to run a mixer into the Mevo when it's 100 to 150 feet away. What wire and what output from the mixer? Note, I don't have a 3.5 output, only XLR to 1/4 inch. That's not going to help you. So you would need a 3.5 cable to come from the Mevo. If you're 100 and 150 feet away, you can absolutely run cable, but you can also do this wirelessly if you have a lav system set up. So if you can't run cable from room to room, you can absolutely set up some type of lav scenario where you go the receiving end goes into the mixer and the transmitting end goes onto the person. And then you can send the receiving end to the Mevo and the transmitter to the person or from the mixer. So you can actually extend that further if you don't have the cables that can run 100 feet.
No, that's
just wanted to make sure I touched on that.
Good thing. Jared says, or you could use the Mevo mic app. Also true.
Or you can use the Mevo mic app. Absolutely.
It's very true. I like to go hardwired no matter what. You know what? I could have been doing that the entire time. I could have just had a mobile. I have a mobile device. There's literally a tablet right there I could run Mevo mic app on, and I could have been using my. Jeez. Sometimes the obvious answers are always too obvious, and you just overlook them. It is what it is, though. Thanks, Jared. That's a good idea. Okay. Wonderful. Awesome. All right. Here we go. I'm going to wrap up. We had a wonderful show. Thank you all so much for coming. It was very, very eventful. A lot of really cool information. Hopefully you enjoyed the demo. If you do have any other questions, be sure to go to help.mevo.com. We'd be happy to answer those. Or ensure you come back on Tuesday. I believe Tuesday's show is going to be either Joseph or Will, and they will be more than happy to address your questions then. Remember, we go live Tuesdays and Thursdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you are watching us on Facebook, go check us out on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, go to Twitch. Go check out all of the 3 platforms that we're going live on. Honestly, the experience is different on all 3 of them. YouTube, or on Facebook, you're limited to 720. YouTube, you get 1080. But Twitch, you get 1080 with better color, in my opinion. So go check it out. All 3 platforms. Like, follow, subscribe for all the latest content and information from Mevo. If you cannot catch these shows and you are just not able to get here by 2 p.m., make sure you just go to YouTube. All of our platforms actually save all of our videos so you can watch them on demand. And be sure to do that, because we do look at those analytics to see if this is stuff that we can continue to do. And we do see what shows that people are watching, so we can see what content people want more of. So be sure to come check us out Tuesdays, Thursdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until Tuesday, we will see you all next time. Thanks for stopping by.